Good afternoon. I'm with Brad Rourke, CEO of Scottie Resources. The symbol is SCOT on the TSX venture. Brad, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you, Robert. Thanks for asking.
So, a few things that I've noticed in the last couple of weeks with Scottie. Well, the drill program is definitely in full swing there in the Golden Triangle near Stewart, BC. You also received your bulk sample permit, which is definitely a key milestone that was much anticipated. And then I noticed some more buying by the insiders, including yourself, in the last week or so.
Sure. I mean, just a little bit. Essentially, what I'm doing right now is just taking any distribution money that I have coming into my accounts and buying Scottie. So, but I think Kevin's been buying, and yeah, so we've got great insider. We believe, and I think we're well over $500,000 in 2025 buying the stock, and it's not we're supporting the price. It's just it's a good deal. So I don't have better places to put my money at this moment. So again, yeah, we've got the insiders. We're buying. You're right. We did come out with we released last week that we received the bulk permit, but here's this: we've already blown it up. Meaning we had our first blast. It was all prepped. We anticipated. So I'll have that sample ready to ship by the end of August. They're mining that as we speak right now. So we blasted, I think, 3 or 4 days ago, and we'll put out a neat video. It's neat to me, but that'll hit the the social media waves here. I saw some videos last night of it. So not only do we get that permit, that ore will be ready to ship by the end of August. So we're moving quick. Yeah.
Wow, so that's pretty powerful that you got the permit literally 2 weeks ago and you've already started to excavate the 10,000 tons of rock. So, if I recall, you said this could be something like 3,500 to 4,000 tons that grades 11 grams or something like that.
No, so I think now we estimate. So it's a 10,000 ton bulk sample, but that includes any disturbance. So we estimate that we'd have 3,500 tons of ore, and that grade actually is going to be 18 grams. So
Okay.
and that's great, and so you can do some math on there. But what's really exciting for us is the proof of concept, and then the information that we're going to receive from that. Of course, it shows proof of concept, but as this new relationship that we have with Ocean Partners, and the information we derive from that is actually be more valuable than perhaps some money that we're going to. It probably could be net positive for the shareholders for sure, but more importantly, to kind of have that as a test before we go into production, which is 2028. So there's a lot of information that we'll derive from that, and so yeah, we're excited.
So you're going to ship off the ore, which will be between 3,000 and 4,000 tons by the end of August. Is that right?
It'll be ready to go by the end of August. Now, one of the things that you have to take in consideration here is, yes, we're as close as we are to that deep water shipping facility. I anticipate that's the route we go. But we are looking at other alternatives, because once this stuff goes into a smelter, we don't get all that information. If we did something locally, and even though it costs more, the information might be more valuable. So we're looking at other alternatives as well, just to really just get information from that ore. I mean, we're taking it from the Ben vein, same characteristics as Scottie and Blueberry, of course. Yeah, but we haven't actually. We don't know exactly where we're going to send it to at this moment, but we certainly have alternatives, and we're just working through that right now. And this is where Ocean Partners has a little bit of input as well. That they are going to get a board seat, but they don't have. We haven't officially done that yet, but yeah, we're just working with them. How do we? It's the information we're looking for, so we can help production in the future. So we're working through that. I have a team. It's kind of above my pay grade, but we certainly have the team is going to carry us through that. So it's more information, and it'll probably be financially rewarding as well.
But yeah, I mean, that sounds like it's going to be around 2,000 ounces of gold. So that's over $7 million, US in revenue that could potentially accrue from that bulk sample. That's very exciting. So let's talk about the drill program. So I think the last week in the last update, you had 3 drill rigs going there at Scottie Gold Mine and Blueberry. How's the drill program going? How many holes do you have down? And are we still at 3 rigs?
Yeah, I think there's a 4th rig that showed up maybe 4 or 5 days ago. I haven't heard if it's turning today, but it's 3 and soon to be 4. Maybe there's 4 as we speak. Drill program's going well. Now this is our 7th season of drilling, so we know the asset quite well, and we're kind of on track. How we've done in years past, which is very good. If you look at our drill costs, report says I got 37 holes completed already. About 8,000 meters are already completed. So we're well on our way. And I mean, there's lots of core. We've shipped core to the labs. I'm not stating that labs are backed up or anything, but we have information coming to us soon. So we're looking forward to that. And I don't need the ore to be any better than what's been in the previous years. Just as long as it's consistent to what we've been seeing in the past, we're going to be very happy.
And the Wolf Zone target was an exciting new discovery in 2024. How many holes do you plan to put into the Wolf Zone, this year? And can you tell us about any other step out targets that you'll be testing?
Sure. So the Wolf Zone, brand new blind discovery last year. And so how, again, this is a Thomas question, but I know how Thomas operates. We can't go tackle it with 50 holes. There'll probably be 4 to 6 holes really tight in around that intercepts, because you're trying to imagine geometry at that point before you do bigger step outs. That's the best way to do exploration. So that pad we left up, that 4th rig that showed up is a fly rig, which means it's a lighter rig that you deploy with helicopter. And so I would suggest that, much like the Blueberry hole, the first hole, the next year we went and did 5 holes in around it because we hadn't quite understood what that was yet. So it'll be the same process for the Wolf Zone, but very exciting because it could just turn out to be another M zone or the O zone that we have at Scottie. So you probably just see 4 or 5 holes there. And again, really tight spacing, so we can kind of get an idea if it's north, south, east, west, and come up with a theory for this season next. We've drilled ozone holes this year, I saw in my report, and so that's just a little bit north of the M zone from Scottie. Again, that ozone did not qualify to be part of our resource, but very exciting. It's just C&D, ozone, Wolf Zone, lots of bonanza, lots of smoke there, but just not enough drilling for it to be included in our MRE. So yeah, you just keep pushing the ball down the field, and these are becoming much more developed, especially with ozone, P zone, C&D. But the Wolf Zone it's new, exciting, because we just had no clue, and very, very good hit last year. So yeah, I'm excited to see that information, and we'll just keep growing the resource at Scottie.
Okay. And the PEA, so will the bulk sample, the data from the bulk sample, feed into the PEA, and will you be able to incorporate all the drilling from 2025 in the upcoming PEA?
No, zero. That PEA is well underway. We announced that maybe 5, 6, 7 weeks ago. The PEA is only going to be up until 2024's drill program. So all this work that we're doing now will be up in a updated PEA and MRE in 2026. And what people should hopefully look at is that, I mean, we believe that PEA is the catalyst that will help us turn a corner here with a valuation point of view. But it's not even going to include the, let's call it 25 to 30,000 meters that we get done this season, which will be incorporated. And I think that PEA is going to shock people. But it will have nothing to do with this year's drilling, so it'll only get better. Unless I drill all dogs, but I don't see that happening.
Okay, and then final question, the timing of the PEA. What do you think the timing is going to be, and when do you think you'll have first results from the drilling?
I think we should always seem to have assays right before Beaver Creek. So I'll probably start a new cycle with intercepts and stuff into beginning of September. That PEA we've been told we'll have second week of October. That'll be the headline numbers, and then you get the full report, I think 45 days after, just like an MRE. So yeah, that's 2 months from now we'll be able to publish that PEA, and I think that's what everyone should be excited about. I'm very excited. So so October for the PEA, lots and lots of drill news. This will be our biggest drill program ever, and so we have lots of news coming, but more importantly, that PEA should be a catalyst that'll just we go from this exploration company to a development company, but then you start looking at the the economics of what we're talking about. Now we have a view internally, and obviously look who's supporting us. I mean, we got the blessings of Franco-Nevada. The Ocean Partners is a huge deal for us at Ross Beatty and stuff. So these people don't write checks lightly. So they've kind of bought into our vision, and we're going to unwrap that present here really, really quick.
It feels like Scottie is close to an inflection point, and I know that maybe some people have thought that for the last year, but with the resource and now a Maiden PEA, we have a bulk sample that's underway. We'll get data from that by the end of the year, obviously. And then, obviously this new drilling, the biggest program you've done so far, and all the results that will come from that. It feels like this is a company that is on the brink of an inflection point. And obviously the market's not fully buying that at 94 cents a share, but obviously that can change very fast. Do you feel that with the PEA coming, and obviously the bulk sample and the data you'll get from that, the revenue you'll get from that, and be able to demonstrate to investors and to the market that this is a mining operation, a potential restart that could happen quite quickly, that we are basically on the brink of an inflection point here?
Absolutely. Now, if you would ask me 2 years ago, I would have had the same. I mean, I'm married to this thing, but these are catalysts that we just never had before. Again, if you look at that Ocean Partners deal, the big equity piece, those shares are in a box for 2 years. They can't trade them, so obviously they're there for the long term. They are a buyer for the ore, and with 25 million US facility, they're not playing around. So yes, I do believe the gold price has held in well. I just think the market just assumed that Ascot and Scottie was the only alternatives for us, and us being the smaller guy, and then Ascot having the issues they're having, and we're not even thinking of Ascot anymore. We'll put a price to that ore with the deal here. You're going to see those numbers in October, and they're going to be multiples higher than what we're trading at right now. And look who's being successful in the market right now. And I too have a portfolio on top of outside of Scottie. Developers are doing extremely well. You look at the Radissons or Maritimes or the Blue Lagoons or a Contango ore, and those are all great companies, but we offer the same, if not better, or we should be in the same class. Those companies all have market caps 3-4 times where we're at now. Our development's low cost. We're at 2 phases. Our grade is extremely high. So I think we're better, of course, but everyone would think that about their own projects. But just from an NPV to capital, a market cap, I think that should be, we should be fall in line with the average. And I think we're a little bit better than average when you really take a look at it. And again, been able to convince the larger entities of this. Maybe I've done a poor job with the retail market, but it's there and it's not long anymore. We're funded. I'm not stressed on getting these programs done. I'm just closing off on this financing I'm in right now. I'll do a first tranche this week, but I'm just having no issues there whatsoever. And I've been target hunting to fill that financing. I'm very pleased, and might have some other names to talk about here once this is all said and done, and just fall in line with some of the impressive names that have been supporting us so far. So yeah, things are going well, and the market's going to be the market. There's price and value, Robert, but yeah, there's a lot of value here to unlock. That's how we see it, and again, we're as enthused as we've ever been.
Well, I'm looking forward to the first results of the 2025 drill program at Beaver Creek, or around that time in early September. And I'm also eagerly anticipating the bulk sample results and the revenue that you'll generate from that. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate it. Have a great day, Robert.
Thank you.